It was a bustling afternoon at the Bright Mart grocery store. Elijah, a 23-year-old black cashier, stood at his register, greeting customers with his signature warm smile. Elijah wasn't just a cashier, he was known for his patience, kindness, and ability to brighten anyone's day, even during the busiest shifts. But little did Elijah know, today was going to be unlike any other. Before we dive into this unbelievable story, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. What happens next will remind you why standing up for what's right matters so much. Don't miss it. As the line at Elijah's register moved forward, a woman approached. She was middle-aged, dressed in a crisp beige blazer and designer sunglasses perched atop her styled blonde hair. She exuded entitlement with every step. Her name was Karen, though Elijah didn't know her yet. She was about to leave an impression he'd never forget. Karen placed her items on the conveyor belt without a word. Elijah greeted her with a friendly, "Good afternoon, ma'am. Did you find everything you needed today?" Karen didn't reply. She simply stared at him, her lips pressed into a thin line. Elijah continued scanning her items, determined to maintain his professionalism. "Excuse me," Karen said suddenly, her tone icy. "Can you get someone else to ring me up?" Elijah blinked, caught off guard. "I'm sorry, ma'am. Is there something wrong?" Karen folded her arms. "I'd prefer someone else. Someone more suitable for the job." The air around them grew heavy. Customers in line began exchanging uneasy glances, and a young woman discreetly pulled out her phone to record. Elijah kept his composure. "Ma'am, I assure you I can handle this," he said, his voice steady but polite. Karen leaned forward, her voice dropping into a harsh whisper. "I don't want someone like you touching my things. Is that clear?" The line went silent. Elijah felt his heart pound, but he refused to let his emotions show. "Let me call my manager for you," he said calmly, picking up the intercom. Moments later, the store manager, Mr. Thompson, arrived. A tall man in his late 50s with graying hair, Mr. Thompson had earned a reputation for fairness and zero tolerance for discrimination. "What's going on here?" Mr. Thompson asked, looking between Elijah and Karen. Karen turned to him, her face filled with exaggerated frustration. "This boy shouldn't be working here. I want someone else to check me out." Mr. Thompson's expression hardened. "Ma'am, are you refusing service from Elijah because of his race?" Karen scoffed. "Don't twist my words. I have the right to choose who I deal with, don't I?" Mr. Thompson straightened his shoulders. "Not when it's based on prejudice. Elijah is one of our best employees. If you can't treat him with respect, I'll have to ask you to leave." Karen's face turned red. "This is outrageous. I spend hundreds of dollars here every month, and you're going to side with him?" "Absolutely," Mr. Thompson said firmly. "Your money doesn't excuse this behavior. Now, please leave before I call security." Karen grabbed her bag and stormed out of the store, muttering threats about reporting them to corporate. The moment she was gone, the tension lifted, and the crowd erupted into applause. Elijah looked at Mr. Thompson, his voice shaking slightly. "Thank you, sir." Mr. Thompson placed a hand on Elijah's shoulder. "You handled that with more grace than most people could, Elijah. Don't ever let someone like that make you doubt your worth." Later that evening, Elijah went home and tried to shake off the day's events. But little did he know, the encounter had been recorded and was already spreading across social media. By morning, the video had gone viral. Comments flooded in, praising Elijah's calm professionalism and Mr. Thompson's unwavering stand against discrimination. News outlets picked up the story, and by noon, Elijah found himself being approached by reporters at the store. "Elijah, how does it feel to have so much support?" one journalist asked, shoving a microphone toward him. "It's overwhelming," Elijah admitted. "I just did what I thought was right. That afternoon, a surprise awaited Elijah. A group of customers had gathered outside the store, holding signs that read, "We stand with Elijah," and "No room for hate." They cheered as he walked out during his break, bringing tears to his eyes. Among the crowd was a young black girl, no older than 10. She approached Elijah shyly, holding a small drawing. "This is for you," she said. Elijah knelt to her level and accepted the paper. It was a drawing of him standing tall with a cape, like a superhero. Written underneath were the words, "Thank you for being brave." "You're my hero," the girl said softly. Elijah felt his throat tighten. "Thank you. You don't know how much this means to me." The story didn't end there. A few days later, corporate executives from Brightmart visited the store. They met with Mr. Thompson and Elijah to commend them for handling the situation with integrity. Elijah, one of the executives, said, "Your story has inspired thousands of people, and we want to recognize that. We're promoting you to assistant manager, effective immediately." Elijah's jaw dropped. "Thank you so much. I don't know what to say." "You've already said it through your actions," the executive replied. As Elijah reflected on the whirlwind week, he realized something powerful: standing strong in the face of adversity doesn't just change your life, it can inspire change in others, too. And that's the power of courage and kindness. If this story inspired you, hit that like button and subscribe for more powerful stories like this one. Share this video with someone who needs a reminder that doing what's right is always worth it.